All right, this is episode something, and it may or may not be called anyways. That's what we've been calling it. That's what I've been calling it, but I don't know what it is. We're still testing. I'm still testing what's happening, and we're kind of figuring out what's happening. It's kind of interesting. What's that? There's a ghost in here. If you've seen this now, you're watching this in the future. This is the past. What I'm doing now is the past. If you're watching this now, because there's no one watching right now. Oh, there's one person watching. Okay, so there's one person watching. So now we're in the present for one person, and it was never in the future. In the future. So today we're going to talk about first dates with my guest Dan Delaney, who is a personal friend. He's been around the block. He started in the canals of New Jersey, and then moved to Brooklyn, Williamsburg, and now he's in Mexico City, CDMX. Hello, Dan.
Hey, Jeff.
How are you?
How are you?
Very well.
I love your set.
You're lit better than me. You're lit better.
I just, I have a feeling that the sun is going to set, so I thought to turn on the
How's
light.
this?
Scary.
Yeah.
Is it scary?
Are you? Yeah. You look crazy.
I got one light. I only got one light. Yeah. So.
Are you drinking anything?
No, Mickey gave me a. Mickey gave me a tall boy Pilsner, but from Finback. But I don't usually drink, especially if I have to talk.
Yeah.
I don't really like to drink alcohol, because
he smokes.
Because I don't prefer alcohol. Because I don't want to. Because I feel like I sound I might not be in full control. It doesn't enhance my creativity.
But didn't you say that you also smoke weed sometimes before the show?
Never said that. Is my mom watching?
Okay.
Or she might be watching.
Is she?
I don't know. She might be watching. It depends what's on television. I could see. So, yeah, I never do anything. No, whatever. I always say that it's I try to convince her that it's more safe than alcohol, which I totally believe.
So she's never smoked it, or she's never smoked it with you?
She never smoked it with. No, she's watching now. My mother.
Hey, mother.
Is very straight-laced, lovely mother. And I think that alcohol is much more dangerous than
Well, you
marijuana.
don't do anything when you're stoned. You just sit on the couch.
No, that's the thing. Like, people get in car. People do stupid things with alcohol. People drive drunk all the time.
Yeah.
People fight. It's very dangerous. And when people smoke weed, they just like laugh and have a great time.
Right.
Yeah, I am the dangerous wife.
Yeah, my wife is dangerous. She drinks. She's a dangerous one.
Well, I might get vicious tonight because I have no alcohol in this apartment, really. Like it's like a little. Actually, I should drink some mezcal, but I have these 3 gross beverages that have been in my refrigerator for now at least like a year, and I'll show them to you. I've never had any of these. I don't know if they have alcohol. This one's called Monster. I feel like this is a very popular thing. People talk about this.
It's popular for 17-year-olds.
Okay, so I have this. I've never tried it before. If it's okay, I'm gonna try it while we're
taste test
talking about dating. This one, this one's called YOLO. Again, I don't know if this is alcohol.
You should get my niece on here. My niece will tell you about all this stuff.
And then this last one is called, I guess it's by the brand Sky Vodka. It's called Sky Blue Citrus. It's in a bottle.
Oh,
this one definitely says alcohol. So
interesting.
This is gonna be a
fun ride. Okay, so we're waiting. We're going to.
No, we could jump right into it.
No, for the taste test, I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm gonna open up this. I'm gonna start with this monster,
Okay.
which perfectly describes the type of dates I like to have. Monster dates.
Okay.
This smells so bad. It smells so bad. Oh my god. This smells like it's like it smells like synthetic cherry. Like cherry Robitussin or something. Oh. Holy man.
This is the monster.
That's horrible.
Monster.
That's horrible. It tastes like bubble gum or something.
Great.
All right.
I guess they're
So
not gonna,
why don't we get are we gonna get into it?
I guess they're not going to sponsor us now. That ruins our
No.
sponsorship. Great.
Man, this is bad.
So I guess our sponsor is still Famous O's Pizza.
Who do you think is the best sponsor for your show?
Famous O's Pizza. My pizza man from Pakistan, Omar. He's their sponsor.
What is that in Jackson Heights?
No, it's in Pakistan. It's in Karachi.
What?
It's in Karachi, Pakistan.
Have you ever met him?
Yeah, we're good friends. Yeah, Omar. He was my guest. I guess you haven't been watching the episodes because he was
I guess
like
not.
my second guest or something
Okay.
on this channel.
I've been waiting for you to perfect it, before I tune in.
It's perfect.
All right. Now it is.
What else? YOLO?
Yeah, I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna try the YOLO. I can't do this monster. I'm very happy to be done with these.
Oh, your mom's watching. She says,
I'm-
hope you're staying safe in New York City.
Gross. Here's the YOLO. Oh, this smells much less offensive. This smells to me like do you remember Big League Chew?
Yeah.
Do you remember how there was a grape Big League Chew for a while?
Yes.
That's what this smells like.
Mmm.
Oh, this is not. This doesn't. Oh,
Is there alcohol in it?
oh, it's blue. It's the flavor of blue.
Oh, the Italian Ralph's Italian
It
Ices?
tastes exactly like the blue, which were my favorite. The blue Dum Dum lollipops.
Blueberry.
Yeah, but it's not. But yeah, it's like the flavor of blue.
I like the mystery ones.
Oh my god, this is horrible.
Yeah,
All right.
my niece said those are disgusting, actually.
Oh.
In case you're wondering.
All
And
right.
Hunter, or Jerry, he's wondering how to change the channel on this machine.
Blue raspberry, yeah.
Yeah.
And this is the last one. This is called Sky Blue Citrus by Sky Vodka.
Fancy, yeah. Ew.
It smells a little bit like
How's your nose taste?
it smells like what is that canned iced tea? Brisk. It smells like
Brisket.
brisk.
It looks like a bottle I found on the beach.
Oh. Oh. Who buys this?
You
All right.
bought 3 of them. All right.
Somebody left them in my house. I didn't buy this.
That was a great appetizer.
All right. Smirnoff Seltzer. I'm talking about my mom. I got 4 cases today. Such a waste. I think you got to stick with the classics. Anything but the classics it's a waste.
What's the what? Doc Otis?
Doc Otis?
Yeah, Doc Otis. Hard lemonade.
Oh, Doc's? Who calls it Doc Otis? Doc's Lemonade. Oh no, that's Mike's Hard Lemonade.
Mike's Hard. Yeah, I don't know if they sell Doc Otis anymore, but it was popular when I was in school. After Zima, it came after Zima.
Do you remember the thing with Smirnoff Ice where people would ice you? They would like hide one or something, and then you had to get on your knee and down it.
That was
Remember
like
this?
2 years ago. I don't know. It's so stupid.
All right.
So dumb.
I-
Drinking's dumb.
So
But
okay,
that being said, drinking is on most of my list for today. The subject matter of today, which is
Yeah.
first date first date things.
Yes.
So, yeah, first date.
I wrote out a list, and then I also wrote out broad criteria that I think are
Okay.
things that I like shoot for with a first date.
Yeah, we have to. Part of the question is interpreting what the question means.
Right.
That's part of it.
Right.
So yeah, it's very interesting.
I don't think I went with very like I didn't go with super specific things. I went with like genres.
Okay. Your
All
mom's
right.
listening. She said she's listening. So
She's listening.
Yeah. Don't get distracted by the comments. I'll read them to you. Don't worry.
I am. I have it open. All right. So how does this work? Am I to
Okay.
just tell you,
Yeah.
or what?
Just how do you think it should work?
Well, I wrote them. I don't know that they're in any particular order. I have one that is my favorite one.
Okay.
But maybe I should save that.
Yeah, save that.
I'll save the best for last.
Okay. So tell me one.
One that I've only done twice, but I think, but in both instances, I found that it was like I don't know. I'll just say what it is. So on 2 dates, I volunteered somewhere,
Yeah.
and on 1 date, I donated blood. Actually, my second date with Miko was that she said, "Let's go donate blood." So we donated blood to the American Red Cross.
Okay, so like a good deed, you might say.
And then the other two were at a soup kitchen, volunteering at a soup kitchen,
Okay.
which was great also because you don't have to pay for the meal.
They fed you?
No, but they give you a free meal.
So they fed you.
Oh yeah, they fed me.
You
Yeah,
get to take some home.
right.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it makes you look like a magnanimous person.
Which is completely not the case in
Yeah,
reality.
you fool them. It's good to fool them. Yeah, it makes you feel warm and fuzzy inside. That's decent, and you'll charm her. Everyone she tells about the date, they'll be charmed by that. So Hunter gives that an A+. My sister-in-law says OMG, I think.
Uh-huh.
So it's pretty good. It's good.
I think it's good.
It's
All right,
good.
you give me one.
It's nice. No, it's nice. It's a nice thing. It's nice. It's nice. It's nice. I think it's maybe a little safe. Not.
It's safe.
I kind of want some excitement. You know. Yeah, you gotta make the blood going a little bit. You gotta have some excitement.
Yeah. I think the truth is it's not. I mean, that's why it's only happened twice, and I think in a sense, I feel like me putting it on this list also gives me like it has the same effect as actually doing the date. Like mentioning the idea feels like you get a little social karma from that.
It's a good Instagram. It's an Instagrammable first date.
It is.
Yeah,
Yes.
but in actuality,
Not so much.
I don't know. Well, it worked pretty good for you once at least. So okay, so I'll give you one. Okay.
Okay.
Now this is a tried and true one. This is Grand Central Station. Maybe it's
Oh well,
obvious.
so you're picking You're not. I'm
No,
not
I'm not.
in New York.
No, that one is specific, but other ones are also specific and also not specific.
All right.
So, but Grand Central is just a great place. Or you could do, well, Grand Central, it's a very special place. You walk around, you find things you never saw before. You could drink inside there. You could walk around and drink in there. I don't know if everybody knows that. And also,
You can drink in all of Grand Central?
yes, because
Really?
it's private or something like that. I don't know why.
Huh.
It's not outside. So yeah, you could drink in Grand Central. And it has things you discover, and also you could discuss all these, like the oyster bar is interesting, all the stores. You get lost in there.
Did you go to the little corner where you can do the echo?
Yeah, so like, yeah, you could show someone, especially if someone's new to the city, you could show them that. It's like it's an easy thing, easy enlightenment. But also, there's a ton of things to talk about. It's pretty good, I think.
How many times did you go on a date to Grand Central?
Only once with my wife, who's
Wow.
sitting right next to me.
So it was very effective.
Extremely effective, yeah.
Maybe that's my problem. Maybe I'm going to like donate blood. I'm picking the wrong places.
Yeah, you are. No, but whatever works, man. I only got good at dating like very recently. Like right when I met my wife, I got very good at dating. I finally understood how it is, what to do to date, and I'm happy to share this with the world now.
All right, pencils out, everybody. What is the secret?
I don't know. What, you want another one?
Why now? I want the secret. It sounds like it doesn't matter the location. It's you have like some
Okay.
formula.
Well, we're gonna go through a lot of these secrets, but I'm just saying. I think that you just want to get to know the person. That's it. There's nothing to show off. Any sort of image gets wiped away eventually. You just want to learn about the person, and sometimes drinking helps. Beer, alcohol helps because I didn't know this when I was younger. I would like I avoided alcohol when I was younger. I didn't drink as much, like at all.
Yeah.
But also, I felt like it was like cheating somehow.
Mm.
But the fact is that a lot of people need alcohol to let their guard down, to open up, and it's very important. Yeah, so I think just keeping it simple, not impressing anyone, just learning about the person because it's gonna evolve. That's
Yeah.
it.
See, it's interesting that you said this because I feel one of the things on my places. I also made a places I don't like for dates,
Yeah.
and the number one place that I don't like for a date is a bar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why not? Depends what kind.
You could have a good time, and I guess I mentioned this to you before when we were chatting.
What?
I'm sorry, I saw this comment. So the thing is, I said this before when we were doing the chat earlier. I feel that a first date should be memorable, and I think that somehow going to a bar feels very anticlimactic to me, and for that reason, it doesn't feel like because I think that there is this for me. I hold on to this idea that maybe the date that you go on will be a lasting date, right? And then I don't know that the thing that I want to go back to and think about is, oh yeah, we went to some dive bar or something.
You don't gotta go to a dive bar. Not all bars are dive bars.
No, of course you go to a nice whatever. It doesn't matter the bar.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, I think you shouldn't go to a loud bar with a bunch of idiots around. I think a desolate bar is great, or somewhere with a backyard, or something on an off hour. On my list, I have hotel bar.
I would agree with that.
Hotel bar
I like a hotel bar.
is a great place, and I just discovered that recently how nice they are, because it's relaxed, not loud at all. You could talk. Great people watching. You look at all these tourists walking by. The employees don't give a fuck. They don't like everyone like this. Like if you go to like a cool bar, everyone's so into themselves. They think you don't belong. They check you out. You know, you gotta like pass a test to get in. But the hotel bars, they don't care. They got a good job. They don't care, and they don't need to impress anyone. They're not looking at anybody. They just want to work and go home.
The other thing, I think that hotel bars are generally very comfortable, And that's the thing that I think that sometimes, and it goes with the ambience, but for me, if you're going to be at a bar and you're sitting for a while, like I hate going to a place where I feel very physically uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I think that in general, hotel bars are usually designed in a way that's very warm, it's very inviting, and they're designed to. Hotels in general are sort of designed in many ways to be remote homes for people, and I think that they carry some of those design aesthetics into their, food and beverage spaces. So I think that's a good one. That makes
very
sense.
comfortable. They have couches. You can snuggle up on the couches. Maybe a fireplace, and they're not trying to get rid of you. It's great. And also, you're not like begging. I hate it when you have to beg for someone to take your money, like to buy a beer. You're like standing there and you're like begging. You have your money out just to get the opportunity to pay too much money for a beer or a wine.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Maybe go to a hotel bar, but BYOB, just like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I started to do that later in life. Who cares? Yeah, any place that's too busy, forget it.
Yeah.
Bring my own. I don't need to pay them.
So I'm going to give you one of mine.
Okay.
This is one of my favorite things to do.
Yeah.
And it actually ties into this BYOB thing. I really like going on walks for a date. So going on a walk, specifically things like going into a park, going on a hike, whatever. If you're in an urban environment, I like what I've done a few times is you go into a 7-Eleven or a whatever, that kind of store, and you get 2 coffee cups and then 2 beers or whatever, and you pour the beers into disposable coffee cups on your date, and you go for a walk and street drink. And I like the movement. I like the fact that when you're moving, there isn't. Sometimes I think that if you're sitting across the table with somebody, well, for example, at a restaurant, there's a pressure to look at the person all the time. Whereas when you're, it is a benefit. I just don't like the bar thing. But when you go for the walk, you're like walking. It's not directly like staring, and I think that there's something exciting about the like illegal quality of smuggling, like brown bagging of beer or whatever. I think that kind of adds a little fun to it.
Yeah, this actually hits on 2 of my picks as well. Fancy Pants Market Beer Store, because you could get like a craft beer or one of those great canned wines. Excellent. And they're imperceptible to the police that they don't care, or maybe because I'm white, they don't care that it's an alcoholic beverage. Like if you're on the street with a Budweiser, it's obviously beer. You're flaunting it.
Yeah.
But if you buy a craft beer, like looks fancy, looks like a soda, so no one cares.
Yeah.
I don't think. And also you have that risk factor. It's like edgy that you drink it on the street.
Exactly.
You're doing something illegal.
Your endorphins start.
Yeah, it gets your juices going. That's very interesting.
I think there's also something, to my point, about going into the bodega or the like whatever. There is something that feels crafty and DIY about that solution. Coming up with that solution for moving it around.
I think it's bold. It's bold too. It's a very bold thing to do.
Yeah.
You had walks also.
I had that was specifically you get a drink or something and then go for the walk.
Yeah, I want to talk about that. I think for mine, a challenging walk is something. For instance,
like on a unevenly paved sidewalk.
Maybe. I think you could walk on like train tracks or something like that, like some abandoned train tracks. Maybe it might be a little sketchy, but like maybe let's walk like from the bottom of Central Park to the top of Central Park, something like that, or from east coast of Manhattan to the west coast of the island, like a challenge, an accomplishment, something you've never done before, but also something that it's really nothing. It's nice to look at, but it's really nothing, and you get lost on the way.
Yeah. when you mentioned the idea of the beer store, that ties into one of my favorite ones,
What's that?
totally favorite ones, which is going to a grocery store.
Yeah.
I love the grocery store because I think that as you go through, so it's a combo date, grocery store, then get groceries and cook dinner. And I like the grocery store portion of it because I think that there's so many food products on the shelf that give you an opportunity for discussion. There's so many nostalgic items. Oh, were you a Velveeta or a Kraft kid, right? Like, there's so many little prompts that are about our childhood, about our current preferences. And there's also great people watching. So I think that happens to be one of my favorite locations. And then you get food. You have this as a nice engagement to get to know the person and such, and then you can go and cook food together, which is always, I think, a great thing.
I know that's something you like to do, cook food on a first date, which is an amazing accomplishment in my mind. I don't think I could have the gall to ask someone to come over to my abode on a first date.
Right.
Very daring. And
I think it's not normally first for me, but yeah.
You have done on a first date?
Many times.
So, okay. So
most of the times, I will say that most of the times, the folks, the people, if I've gone, if I'm going,
yeah.
What?
The folks? Were you
yeah, it
Obama?
was a little too folksy. If I match with somebody, let's say on Tinder or one of these apps, and she's willing to come over my house for a first date before meeting in a public space, it's always a red flag.
Yeah.
I wouldn't accept, right? Who does? And each time it happened, I've had the craziest experiences in those moments.
Who else
I've had
has she
people
done it
come
with?
over and be racist. I've had people cry. It's been insane.
Yeah. Who would do that? What kind of a psycho would come over to someone's apartment, sight unknown?
Right.
I wouldn't.
That's why you first do the grocery store thing. You get to vet the person. They get to vet you.
Yeah. The grocery store is cool. You know what you can do to spice that up? You could issue I like challenges. I like getting your brain racing. So when I was in high school, we used to have a challenge where you would have $1 to make the most extravagant thing. So you would see how many things you could buy for $1. And that's the contest.
Extravagant is in the quantity of the things?
Just the most amazing purchases. You could just do the best you could do for $1. So maybe maybe we could do $5 or $10 to challenge the old person, and maybe they're in charge of the drinks or the appetizer, or you're in charge of the meal. And this could also be a sneaky way to get someone to come to your apartment. Also, I gotta say,
why?
Because you're inviting them to the grocery store, and then you're stringing them along. That the next step, we got to cook it somewhere. I guess I got to cook it in my apartment. Oh, good idea. So
yeah, I don't think that the stringing along is
not stringing along, baiting.
Yeah,
it's baiting.
Yeah. How do I'm going to try and oh, here. Okay. All right. I have a few more. Do you have more?
Oh yeah, I got a million.
I have one that's on the topic of the walking date.
Yeah.
I really enjoy the idea of exploring a neighborhood that you're not super familiar with.
Yeah.
With no hard agenda. Like sort of having the agenda being the location of, let's go check out this neighborhood.
Yeah.
Actually, one of my longest relationships started with the fact that we went to Jackson Heights and walked around and got tacos and had chewing tobacco and all these things. And that was the start of a 4.5-year relationship.
It's a fun adventure. And you walk around outside. That's good. I'm always worried about my mom chimes in walking in the village. I love that. I love walking in the village. And there's also not too many things to do in the village. Like, it's mostly residential. So it's very chill. That walking the village is awesome. Um, I'm always wary of like having too many things to look at. Also on a date,
You want low stimulation.
I want it to be boring. Yeah,
Wonder.
I don't want to take. I don't want us to be focused on something. I don't even want to be too focused on something else. Like I just want to talk. I don't need entertainment. The entertainment's just hanging out. I think.
Yeah.
Save the entertainment for I don't know, even myself or with a friend that you already know.
Yeah.
Also, I don't want to like waste. I don't want to waste a great experience on someone new that could be nothing, and then
See, this is.
the whole
I
thing.
mean, that's the gamble. I feel like that's the whole like cup half full or empty thing.
Yeah.
How do you know that it's going to be nothing?
I don't want to get because it usually is.
And how much does it influence? Right? Maybe if you, for example, took Mickey to a date that she didn't like, if you I don't know what that is. Maybe you would be,
It
childless,
happens.
right?
Yeah, it happens. And then I figure, oh, I gotta go with Fat Dave or Dan. I gotta go with one of my friends to do it. But that's okay. I mean, I'm learning that. I gotta segment. I can't drag her around to everything that I want to do. You don't want to
Hunter
be
says,
selfish.
"How about taking people down to the bone zone?"
I don't know where the bone zone is. Maybe my
Can-
mother knows. Hunter.
Can another person dial in? So, for example,
Yeah.
Hunter, could he join this?
Yeah, I think there's a way to join it. I don't know how. There's a group Skype. Maybe he can
Okay.
just call you or something, or call me on Skype. It's my number.
Here, I found it.
Okay.
I'm gonna see if I can add Hunter.
Okay. Add him in. Do you want another? Another?
I don't know if he's gonna get this, but that's fine.
All right. Let's see what happens.
Can you still hear? Or you can't? Am I silent now?
I
During
see
this-
you, and I
You can
hear
hear me?
you. The whole world could hear you, man.
Hunter said no.
All
right.
12 people could hear you.
Yeah. So I also really one of my favorite places in New York, and I think that there's a category here. My absolute favorite place in New York for a while has been Roll and Roaster.
I know that.
To go, if I'm going for a food date, it's Roll and Roaster.
So you're saying Roll and Roaster is one of your picks?
It's been one of my picks, and I think that part of the reason that I think of it as a pick is because it feels like it's a good litmus test to me. Like, I feel like not everybody is gonna jive with, like, number one, driving to the other side of Brooklyn
With someone they don't know.
What?
With someone that they don't even know.
With someone they don't know.
Yeah.
Going to a place that should be a big fast food franchise and certainly isn't. I mean, it's a very different demographic than, like, the people that are living in the neighborhoods that I was living in New York.
Yeah.
And then, like, there's a wheel for your birthday and sign saying you can have cheese on anything you please. Like, to me, it's like, it's a little, I mean, I think it's wonderful, but it's also, there's a certain, sense of pain and like threshold for pain and sense of adventure and kind of like indulgence that somebody needs to want to have. And I feel like it's a test. Like, if they can't get down with that, then to me it's a deal breaker.
It's a test. It's a test, but do we need these tests? Is this essential?
The test?
Do you need someone to like Roll and Roast? Can you coexist with someone that doesn't like Roll and Roaster? Does that matter that much? I mean, it's cool.
I don't know.
I mean, either.
It's not the roast beef sandwich, right? For me, and like most of the case with these restaurants, it's not the roast beef and the whatever chicken wings, although they're very good. It's more the enjoyment of going to a place like that, which for me is it's one of my loves. It's like playing a song that you really like and they absolutely hating it, right? Like, there are certain things that I feel like you want a person that you're potentially going on dates with to jive with, to feel connected
but
to.
I don't know. Is it necessary? It's not necessary, I don't think. I mean, like, there are places, like, I've learned not to take my wife to like a lot of places, like a lot of the street food places that I know she wouldn't like. And in the beginning, it was kind of like difficult to realize that, to like wonder like if I like it so much, why wouldn't I guess I understand how some people are different. That's fine,
Yeah.
but you could still like I mean, you can still have a great relationship with someone with different interests. I mean, that's obvious, right? It's obvious. Of course.
Right.
So,
Well, I mean, I think that it has to do with what you prioritize.
is your prioritization a dirty roast beef sandwich at Roll and Roaster? Is that your priority?
It's not. It's not the. Again, it's not the roast beef sandwich. It's the sort of idea that going to these places, going to these sort of somewhat off the beaten track, more like kitschy things. That's something that I love. That's really exciting.
Would that be a deal breaker if someone doesn't like that?
I think so. Yeah.
So if they're wonderful otherwise, they're wonderful. You get along so well.
Yeah.
You walk in the park with love. You guys have a great time. She just doesn't, or he doesn't like Roll and Roaster. That's it.
I think that's enough of a deal breaker. I mean, it's not the Roll and Roaster. It's like here's an example, right? If you're a person that really is interested in food, would you want to be dating a person that's, for example, a vegan? Unless that was the way that you were very interested in food. To me, you wouldn't be able to sort of share a lot of the maybe experiences that are important to you with that person if they have certain restrictions.
You know what? It takes restraint. It is you got to hold yourself back from being so judgmental, I think.
I mean, I don't know.
For your own good. Yeah. I think all these tests could be, I mean, everybody has lists, and not everybody, it's like a common thing to have like a list and have tests. And even I guess I want someone to be down to be able to roll with it, to roll with the things that I do. But
if somebody took you, I don't know what a thing you don't like is, but if somebody took you, let's say they just want to go rock climbing, they're super interested in rock climbing, right? Yeah. Which I think is not your thing, and they're like, man, this is where I want to take you. Sure, that might be a fun date for a moment. It might be a fun thing that you do,
right?
But if their life is that they want to be doing this thing often and sharing it with you, and you don't enjoy that thing, I don't know. That feels like that's a big thing.
Yeah, well, if that makes what your life is, yeah. But yeah, like if someone like went to the gym every day and they were like wondering like why I don't go to the gym, and I just don't go to the stupid gym. I think it's stupid.
You clearly don't. Yeah.
I do. I do. I clearly do, but I don't actually. It doesn't matter. You just gotta relax. Like it's people try to control other people, and sometimes you don't totally understand another person. But if that happens, then you just have to I think you should just let go. And if that person loves you and you love that or we're just talking about first dates here.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, like, you don't need, like, it doesn't matter. All these common interests, like, you could learn. I mean, it would suck if someone forces me to go to the stupid gym. That I cannot tolerate. If they're forcing me to do something I don't want to do. But just because they have different interests, that's okay. That's okay. I mean, as long as you're melding together. So I just want to talk to the person. Like, I feel like a lot of times, like, I could tell if I like a person within, like, a minute. Just by getting their wavelength. Just seeing how we roll with each other. And I think that's the most important thing. And also, you have to have, I guess, humility and even maybe a restraint not to be so judgmental. You have to be very open if you want to find someone, I think.
So, I mean, but with that, I mean, then why not just sort of go into a conference room, right? Like, why not just go into an empty open space and, Hunter wants to join. I'm going to...
You could just use my phone number. You can use my phone number to join. I think I don't know how to do a group thing.
I think I see him, so I'm just gonna try and add him.
Yeah, I know. Let's see what happens. This is groundbreaking right here.
I know. I hope it doesn't break.
Hunter is a grad student or something. I don't know what he is. Doctorate? I don't know. At Duke.
We have to call him Dr. Aguirre
A
now.
future doctor. So we could see how he feels about being called doctor. That should be impressive, I think.
Yeah, I don't know how to.
All right. Well, you know what? We got to do these things beforehand if we want to do
Yeah.
them. So
Um,
next time, call us. Next time we'll have to prearrange these activities, which I'm happy to do. Just not at 9:18, Hunter. It's a little too late to chime in. But you could comment. We're very open to comments. Right?
yes. Do you still see me, Jeff?
I see you really well. Everyone sees you. I'll
I
take
don't-
you off because you.
I lost you. I don't know where.
Oh, here. If you're just tuning in, I'll vamp. I'll just vamp. If you're just tuning in, this is, anyways, maybe called. I don't know what it's called, anyways. But we're talking about first dates with Mr. Dan Delaney. Dan's had a number of first dates, and I personally can't remember any. I've only had one first date that I can remember, with my wife, who's sitting right here. So I've learned that it's the only first date I've ever had.
I don't know how to get Hunter in here.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Um,
Another day. All right.
So, I mean, I understand that your answers are beautiful responses, but the question is locations for a first date. So
Yeah.
if at the end of the day all you want to do is have a conversation, what does it matter what the location is?
Because you got to have a place that's easy, that's good for a
It
conversation.
sparks the conversation.
But also these other little things, like getting the juices flowing, having things to look at or talk about. You want to get to know a person,
Oh, so yeah.
and maybe alcohol. You want another one?
Give me another one.
Coney Island, baby. Coney Island.
That's on my list.
Okay, that's a great place. We would think, yeah, and I think you should get the all you could ride pack, the unlimited pack.
Oh, so you're saying Luna Park in Coney Island.
Coney Island in general, Luna Park, get the unlimited pass because one, you probably wouldn't do it otherwise because usually you're doing the math. For me, I'm just doing the math all the time, and I'm saying what a waste of money it'll be to spend $65 on an unlimited thing. So I think a date is something that you could do something out of the ordinary, and maybe even a little wasteful. Like it's an okay time. It's okay to wait. It's okay to have a little waste on a first date. And
Okay.
to be free, to be liberated. So I think when you have the liberated option,
Yeah.
it releases you. You think about a lot less.
So you go. Here's a question. You go on a
Yep.
first date, right?
Yeah. We meet there. We meet there.
I have somebody. So I posted this, and Tanya, who's talking in my Tanya, if you're still watching this, you should comment within the chat room of the
Yeah.
video.
Tanya, very
She's-
rude.
She
Come here.
she agrees with me and saying that if the food thing doesn't work in her mind, it's a total deal breaker.
Okay.
Yeah. So here's a question for you. You go on this date, right?
Yeah.
And you go to Luna Park and
Yeah.
you buy the whatever pass thing that you're talking about, the good
Right.
pass.
Yeah.
And they say, I don't want to go on a roller coaster. I don't want to go
okay.
on whatever ride that you really enjoy.
There are a lot of options. I mean, that's okay. There are a lot of options. It does tell you something. Yeah, it's a little bit of a downer if they don't want to do anything. If they're a dud, if they're a total dud, they don't want to go on any rides. But there's the haunted house, and there's like some stupid little games you could always do. You gotta, I don't know. Yeah, we could try to roll with it. You know what? We're on a date. We're on an adventure for today.
But I
Let's
think that
see what
this is
happens.
my point or my question, Jeff, is like the date is the vetting process. There's 8 million people living in New York City as an example, right? Like
Right.
if you have these if there are things that are important to you and immediately they're a mismatch, what is the point of continuing with that?
What's
Like
so What's so important to you? Is there anything so important that love?
romance.
Is there anything more important than love? Like your connection transcends all these little factoids, even your personal interests, and
Right,
that's
but part of
cool.
the connection, I guess, to some people is the idea of participation.
Do I really like a person because I like the same book? How shallow was that?
Okay, here's Hunter. Hunter is in the chat, right? Hunter has dated people he likes to read. He's a fanatical reader, right?
Yeah. Would he date someone who doesn't read like someone on my
Does
level?
question is, do you for Hunter? Does Hunter feel more of a connection when he can uh, when he finds a person that also enjoys literature and they can talk about that, or does he find more of a connection with the person who has no interest in literature?
Does he I think you're asking, does he think that he has more of a connection with someone
I
who
mean,
who
he's dated people. He's had the experience. I'm going to bet my bottom dollar that he
it's a,
has the preference towards a
yeah, it's a tell. It is a tell, but there's also everybody has different situations. That people are very smart, intellectual that just have never gone into that to your things, or maybe never will. You things happen in your childhood that puts you on a path, and if you're on the same wave, you might not have the same interests at all. Hunter says yes, it's nice if they like books, but is it necessary? Would Hunter be with someone who reads less than 2 books a year? I don't know. Would
I
I
don't
be
know.
with someone who reads constantly?
I don't know.
I guess so. It'd be nice. It'd be a relief if someone wants to be by themselves all the time. I can just chill out.
Well, can we put the question out to the people that are participating in the chat room? What are the
What's
deal breakers? Because I feel like you and I, you're willing to bend a lot more than I'm willing to bend, and I'm wondering for people
Yeah,
that are watching this and are in the chat, what are the deal
like a
breakers?
first date deal breakers?
Yeah, what are the first date deal breakers?
Okay. Okay. For me, I'm gonna put this card on right above your head because you're sitting so low.
Should I
Um,
should I get a phone book?
yeah. A first date deal breaker. If they're a jerk, if they're as far as interests, I don't care. I mean, if someone goes to the gym all the time, if they're a gym person, then that's. I mean, these are flags, but just because it's a flag doesn't mean it's a deal breaker.
So what is your deal breaker? Do you have any deal break? I mean, you're off the market now. For now.
If you're not nice, yeah, just if you're not nice, that's a deal breaker. You gotta be nice.
Tyler, did you see Tyler's comment?
Tyler says seasickness because he lives on a boat.
Yeah.
That's um Hunter says they would find him annoying to know that he's a bookworm. So he says doesn't need to be into the same books, though it hasn't happened yet. They would find him annoying. Yeah, but maybe they don't. Maybe they like you. Maybe they like that. I
This
mean,
reminds me what I'm there's this scene in Seinfeld's comedians in cars getting coffee. Do you know the show?
yes, I've heard of
He
it. Yeah.
takes he it's the episode with Larry David. He takes Larry David out for coffee, right? That's the premise of the show. Larry David gets to the diner wherever they go and he refuses to drink coffee. And he instead orders a tea, right?
Oh,
And
yeah,
Jerry's perturbed by this. He's upset
yeah.
and he says, "Why don't you get a coffee?" Larry says, "What do you give a shit that I have coffee or don't have coffee? I'm sitting here. We're both holding a mug. It's warm. There's steam coming off of it. We're sitting and we're talking. Why do you care if I have, coffee or if I have tea?" And Seinfeld's response is, because it's different. It's not the shared experience. It's like me going and getting an ice cream cone and you having a salad. And I feel like that really that feels exactly like it. You want to participate. You want to have a connection with the person and find pleasure in the same things.
I might have a deal breaker if someone doesn't want to share. Like we go out to a restaurant and they want to only eat their own plate of food and they don't want to try yours, or they won't let you try their, or they don't do family style.
Yeah.
That might be a deal breaker.
I very much dislike share plates. I hate share plates at restaurants.
We have share plates at your apartment all the time.
Well, that's different because the dining table in my apartment is bigger. It's a family style. I feel like family style dining is different from, because you're making larger portion things. But when you're getting the equation is different. If you're getting 2 plates of the same proportion, I don't think that, and you're at a small table in a restaurant, I don't think that you need to dirty the table with more plates. And I think that there's something more like comforting and homey about actually sharing, as opposed to to me there's a certain like sterility in moving food from a communal plate to your private plate and then you consuming it.
But you don't like shared plates in a
No,
restaurant.
I like sharing plates. I don't like share plates, meaning when you go to when you go to the restaurant and they bring you your chicken dish and your fish thing, and then they bring you 2 little plates to put in front of you, so that you don't have to touch so that I don't like. I find that very.
Well, what are you gonna move the food onto when you have dim sum? What are you going to put the dim sum onto? Were you just gonna eat out of the shared plate like a mongrel?
Well, okay,
Like
come on. There's
bacon?
always exceptions to this, and dim sum is one of those exceptions. Dim sum is a bizarrely different mode of eating food. Most restaurants don't bring food around on push carts, but dim sum does. I feel like there are always going to be exceptions to these rules, and dim sum is one of them. You need that's different.
You need a plate. You need a plate to put your stuff on. You can't just everyone just dig in to the middle
It's not everybody,
like fondue.
It's you and the date that you're on, number one.
Yeah.
And number two, it's different. There's a difference with proximity. You're at a small table in some little bistro and the food is just an inch away from you.
Now you're getting to specific instances. Now you're talking.
Whatever. I'm just saying I don't like little plates. I prefer I feel like and I think that it adds what it feels like formality to me. Whenever I'm at a restaurant and let's say I'm on a date and the food comes out and there's Hunter just said Outback in Queens. I've had a good date at Outback in Queens too.
That would be a great date.
It's a great date.
Yeah.
But Outback in Queens is like Roller Roaster. It's like the same. It's like it feels like it's an adventure.
I love the chains now. I don't know why. It just seems like another world. It's amazing. Yeah. Because you're like, and all the people are different. People are like so normal at the Outback. It's so nice not to be around all these hipster doofuses.
Yeah.
Everyone's so normal. It's great.
I remember a date that I had where we took edible gummies in my apartment and then drove to the Queens Outback, and like they basically kicked in as we arrived at Outback. And I remember, and they were really strong, just like holding onto the table as to not like fly away.
Oh, good. And then you drove home. Good.
Yeah.
Good to hear, Dad.
No, it dissipated.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry.
Yeah. I think so.
It's not a Corona cough.
I can't tell if my mom's still watching. I don't think she has the patience to watch 54 minutes of me.
That's it. Do you have any other? I'm going to run through. I have like a few things that are like I'll go through quickly. One is I love going to.
This is deal breakers.
No. Oh God. I mean, I feel like I have so many deal breakers.
I know you do.
You know that, right?
Yeah, you gotta chill out, man.
I can't. There is no
Yeah,
chill.
it's okay. My mom is still watching.
Hi, Gal. Here are some things. These are other locations that I think have been fun. Drive-in movie theater.
A drive-in. There's no drive-ins around here.
I know you need a car. You need time. The drive-in movie theater is a fun thing. Normally, one of my lists. The two things I don't like are a bar date or a movie. Going to the movies. However, the drive-in movie theater feels different because it feels like an adventure, and it's something that is not that common. I think it's memorable. So
it's not that good either.
What?
And when's the last time you've been to a drive-in?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Within the last 365 days.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I would say that I average 2 trips per year to the drive-in movie theater.
Because it's not cool if you have nothing to talk and then you guys stuck there.
Mickey Lynn is saying Ferris wheel. Some people are afraid of Ferris wheels.
Me.
Right.
You know, kind of.
I mean, I think that fits within the whole going to the like Luna Park amusement park thing.
I think that's part of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think drive movie. I guess my only thing. I mean, it's good you could talk in there. That's cool. And
you talk on the way.
Right.
I think that for many people, the movie theater is something that they don't get to do often or they've never done before. So I think that it ticks my box of like wanting to pick a memorable thing, you know?
Yeah, but who's going to want to be trapped in the car with you for 4 hours? And they don't even know you.
Then they dangerous. That's their risk. They gamble.
Yeah, but that's like a risk with your life.
No, I mean, I guess so.
Yeah, you don't want to be with some. You should be with a nice girl who's careful about her life. Who cares?
You want to talk about risky, and this is somebody that you know that I dated for a while. The first date was I picked her up.
Yeah.
She had never met me before. I picked her up in my car, and we drove like 2.5 hours north of New York to go to New Paltz, New York, to go to this like incredible. It's the second biggest haunted house in the United States, and we went to this haunted house which takes like 2 or 3 hours, and then went to a diner on the way back, and she got a patty melt. And I was pleased with that. Patty
melt is such a sexy item on the menu, but I don't think it's that good when you actually have it. I don't think it matches up to an actual just good hamburger. It has a lot of stuff.
I think that if a patty melt is done properly, it can be good. I think that a lot of them get too dry. The bread it becomes this abrasive thing that like tears up the roof of your mouth. It also can turn into this like very greasy object, where it's just like it's like falling out all over the plate. Yeah.
It attracts.
But a good patty melt, I think, is incredible.
I think I put it on the same level as a Reuben sandwich, which sounds very attractive, but in actuality, I just prefer like a nice, simple.
I'm with you on the corned beef.
Yeah, just give me a corned beef sandwich.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with I think that the thing that I get lost with the Reuben is the Thousand Islands. I think that the acidity of the mustard is so much nicer to kind of like rip through the fat of the meat. So
Famous Fat Dave is saying that the Eisenberg's has a great.
Their patty melts. I have not had it. I've had a lot of things, but I haven't had that. And the famous Peter Shelsky is watching.
I believe that it's good. I bet Shelsky could probably hint us to one. Yeah, I'm looking at the patty melt. Yeah, from what's the place? Eisenberg's. Yeah, it looks good, but I wonder if their hamburger could compete with this. I bet it could. I bet it's pretty good.
Hamburgers have been deal breakers for me too. Like if somebody wants to put like an egg or something like that on a hamburger,
Yeah,
so I had a burger that had like beets and egg on it or something.
you
I don't
can't
want any
respect
of that.
that.
Yeah, that
Dating,
looks
I
good.
guess if someone was a vegetarian, it would be a challenge, but that's okay.
It is a challenge. No, it's not okay.
Vegan's not okay. Vegan's
I think
intolerable.
that I think that none of it is okay.
There's always, if you're a
I
vegetarian, you
mean,
can't be that picky.
if your deal is that you want to be going, Jeff, to these little basements and eat at these things in Jackson Heights and whatever, and the person that you're going on a date with is on a macrobiotic diet and they won't eat any of that, like they're not going to enjoy, they're not going to participate with you in that thing. They're not
Good.
going to share. No, not
Good.
good.
I'll go with you. I'll go with Dean. I'll go with famous Fat Dave. We'll go to
Again, the
Angeles.
question is, what are the things that you prioritize?
It's okay. It's okay to have your own thing. It's okay to have your own life with your own friends. We
I
have
don't know.
different. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree that it's that one person can't satisfy everything. It's good to be able to sort of bifurcate, have multiple relationships with people, and get different things from different people. I get that, but
Oh, you know what changed my life? Famous
what?
Fat Dave and talking about Shelsky's. We had a Shelsky's bagel there with herring and lox or something like that. It was it was herring was with some other smoked fish, and that I think that changed my life. That opened me up to the idea that herring could be
Yeah,
an add-on, an accent to a sandwich.
wow. Look at this. Like Dave also said that something he became addicted.
That's good. Yeah,
Peter Shelsky is changing people's lives and worlds. I have to say, I really like his bagels, and there are some other more famous. Well, there are some very famous appetizing stores in New York that make their own bagels. No name is mentioned, and I think that the bagels are horrible. And I also think that they don't choose the right cream cheese.
sounds like it's not Russendor's. I don't know what you're talking about. Frankel's?
Maybe it is.
Really?
No, I think that I don't know what they do.
I don't
They're
like
yeah,
Frankel's at all. You ever go there?
Frank. Yeah, I've had.
I
They're
think that
really nice. I like them. They're really great people. But
that might be.
I've only been there like once or so.
I think it's like a parody of it. I think it's just a parody. I don't think they're. I'm not into it.
Well, I mean, people love it. There's lines
They
out the
do.
door. It's serving. I mean, people in Greenpoint love it. Like
I'm
I
not talking about
walked by
people.
a few weeks ago. They're literally lying around the block.
I'm not talking about people. I'm talking about me.
All right, I get that.
For your information. I
Yeah.
did like Chelsky's, but it was expensive. Oh, a little expensive. Chelsky's hurt my wallet a little bit. I don't know
I
how much
mean,
a bagel
these
was.
places are, they're selling imported goods. They're selling items that have high product costs already. If you want them to be of the quality of making smoked salmon and such, and then there's all this processing that happens afterward. I mean, look at brisket at the restaurant, right? Like the brisket is one of the cheapest cuts of meat, and you put all these hours into the labor of it, into the production of it, and it goes up there. We're like so far off of date ideas.
Okay. Date at Chelsky's. How about like dating at like a if I took someone to a Jewish food place, it would be a very fun test. So that would be a definite plus if they liked
Yeah.
it. Not a deal breaker, but it would be a good sign.
Um, Golden Shopping Mall.
Does that still exist?
Well, whatever. One of them. There's like three or four of them.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Um, it's it, it's um it's pretty good. It's pretty good. You so I guess you wouldn't have a shared plate. That's good. There's no shared plates there. That's an advantage.
Well, I mean, it's just paper plates. You just rip them in half.
Right. Yeah. It's pretty good. There's no beer down there.
Veronica says, "How about eating chopped liver?" Speaking of which, you're like giving Veronica chopped liver. I don't think she's gotten any screen time. Chopped liver and raw onions on a first date.
My chopped liver, I make excellent chopped liver, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just it has to be warm. That's it.
I love chopped liver.
Me too. Not everybody likes it. It's good.
Do you have any others on your list?
Oh, I got a million. I got a million of them. Let's see. Let's see my big list. The boat basin.
What do you mean?
In Central Park, there's a boat basin. You ever been there?
No.
They have like a restaurant bar.
Oh yeah.
Very nice. And then they have the rowboats. If the date is good, then you take the rowboats and you have a great time by yourselves, talk, get a little exercise, and then rowboats are cheap too, so not that bad. And if it's bad, you just leave on the first date. Central Park is great. There's so many adventures you could have there. Famous Fat Dave talking about the Staten Island Ferry and DQ on the other side. Is that Dairy Queen? What's DQ? Explore Staten Island. If not, go back on Stone Street. What's that?
I think that's a good idea. Do you remember that time that oh no, I wasn't with you, but Dave invited me to take the Staten Island Ferry and also gave me the most potent edible that I've taken in my life. And
I was not there.
No, you weren't there.
I heard about it.
I remember just like dying. Like I got on it and it hit me so hard that I just sat I couldn't be outside. I was like, I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to die on the set. Like and the whole thing feels like it's like some Wes Anderson scene, right? It's like all weirdly symmetrical because it goes in both directions. And I shit you not, for whatever reason, I don't know why it was, but I went into the cabin and I sat down and I realized that everybody was Hasidic. There was nobody that wasn't Hasidic sitting in the lower cabin.
Sounds
and
like
I was like paranoid, thinking they're all like just staring at me, and of course they could tell that I'm stoned.
This is why I don't like edibles, because you don't know what you're getting. You can't see the dosage. I don't like that. I like just natural. I like to be in control. Very dangerous.
I know.
My niece is listening out there.
You're not going to die from it, but it can be unpleasant for a minute.
It's pretty.
They knew. Dave said they knew. Have you had any good museum dates? Do you like a museum date?
I've tried. I'm not sure if I've had a first date on one. I may have. I think there's. You know what? You can't concentrate on the museum or the person, really. I think it's important to be somewhere that you're comfortable. I guess maybe if it's a museum that you've been to, I don't know. I want to talk to the person a lot. And I feel like the museum's a little too distracting.
Yeah.
And also, like, I think people tend to be judgmental when they go to a museum. And
like
I don't want to
feel forced to be judgmental.
Yeah, I don't want to force that on someone else, and I don't want to. It's a lot. Like, there's a lot that goes into it. If you go, I love going to museums by myself, just so I could absorb it. I actually don't like it. I forgot this. I don't like to go to museums with anybody else because you have to like wait for the person till they're done, and then you have the pressure of them like waiting on you.
Yeah.
It's annoying. I just want to go by myself and like absorb it and understand. And I'll give me 4 hours, give me 6 hours.
Right.
And I'll go to lunch and then go back to the museum. Like, I'm as you can tell, I'm pretty opinionated about museums, about their place in society.
You're very what?
Opinionated about museums' place in society. Like, I don't think museums are good for tourists. I think museums are best for locals Like, unless it depends what type of museum. It depends if you're really interested in it, or if it's about the culture of where you are. But like someone who's going to New York City, I don't unless they're really into art. I don't think you have to go to to MoMA or the Whitney because it. I mean, it is a world class place, but unless you're really into it, you should be hanging out in Washington Square Park. You should be hanging out in like a New York centric place and absorbing that.
I mean, a lot of people might argue that going to the New York Public Library or going to the Met is a New York place. Going to Grand Central
Yeah.
is a New York place. I think that
Yeah,
Grand Central is as much of a New York place as the Met is, no?
maybe. I mean, maybe when people think of New York, they think of intellectual stuff in any big city. It is possible that they don't have as many chances to go to like a world class museum. Yeah, I mean we're lucky here. Maybe for just me.
I mean, ultimately, we're projecting, right? Like I used to have Airbnb people staying with me in New York, and I would try and send them out to Queens to see Queens. I mean, I think it's like, what's a more representative part of New York in my mind than the diversity that is a place like Jackson Heights, right? Like that's so New York.
Would you send them to PS1?
My favorite museum to take a date to, and also my favorite museum in New York, is the City Reliquary. Have you been there?
In Williamsburg? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It's cute. It's
I like that
cute.
museum a
It's
lot. I
very
like
New
that
York.
they exhibit collections, right? Like I went once and I don't know if you know this woman that has like the world's largest collection of the plastic tops, disposable tops for coffee cups.
Hmm.
Like she's an industrial design professor that has like, I don't know, a few 100,000 different designs of coffee cups
Yeah.
lids, and they were on display there. That I thought was great. I don't know, but PS1 is hit or miss. PS1 on a like weekend when they're doing something in the courtyard could be a really fun thing. It could feel very like you know what you're doing, you know?
Yeah. Um, about 10 years ago, that was like. I'm not saying I'm better than that or I'm past that. But I guess maybe it's just at my age, at my mindset. I'm really happy never go to another DJ set again. Basically,
Yeah.
it's just not my scene.
But were you ever happy going to a DJ set?
No,
All
no.
right, so
But that's the
to
thing.
age.
That's like in your 20s, like you try all these things, and you
That's
don't know
not
if you
true.
like them yet. Now I know, and I just don't care. I'm just not gonna go.
It's just not your beat. I have my uncle and his wife love dancing, and I feel like 5 nights a week in North Carolina they go out to find some place to go dancing. You know,
Yeah,
that's their beat. They
yeah, it's
love that.
awesome. But yeah, so I'm not going to. But I have gone to PS1 late. I used to not like PS1 at all. I thought they had no direction. I thought they're just like, and things are maybe too conceptual. I just thought it was not high quality. But I went this year like 3 times in a week, and 2 times, 2 or 3 times in a week, and it was great. It was really good. We spent a lot of time going there. We made like a whole day trip out of it. And they had like the whole museum was focused on the Gulf War times,
Mm.
and it was very decent. But that being said, if you're a tourist, um, I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't recommend you going there.
Well, I feel like there's levels of tourism. There's first time tourism where you have to like bring in the warmth and the texture of the city. And I agree in that sense. But then there are people that start to do specific tourist activities. People go for food tourism or
Right,
for music. You know, that's what their beat is.
right, right, right. Yeah, if that's your beat, then that's cool. But New York is so big. There's so many great things. I'd rather send someone to Roll and Roaster than PS1.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, most people, both times.
Um,
Yeah,
I don't know that I have many others on the list. I put
okay.
things like non-difficult, like kind of obscure sport things, like going to the slot car races or
Oh,
going to shuffleboard.
Roller derby?
What?
Roller derby.
Roller derby. What do you think about going to a casino?
I'm interested. I'm interested.
Yeah?
Yeah. And it's you could see if someone has a problem. That's good.
Hunter and I, on New Year's one year, we went to go see Aretha Franklin
Oh yeah.
in concert, and she
Yeah.
was playing in like Foxwoods or one of those like casinos that are on the Indian reservations, Native American reservations
Watch
in
it.
Connecticut. Whoops.
Yeah.
And like it was just like freaks. Like the whole casino was just like the weirdest people that we've ever seen. It was really wild. Mutants, just like insane. Yeah, it was. Like there were just people that were like on oxygen playing like 4 machines at once, and like there are these like weird clubs that have like bad techno music playing, and just like one. It was actually there that we met this woman, and she was just like she had a MAGA hat on. This is pre-Trump. This is when and so she was like he of course he's gonna win. He's the best one. Blah 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 blah. And I remember like walking out of that and just thinking, what a crock of shit. That woman is crazy to think that this guy could ever be elected.
But she was right.
She was right.
You should thank her for
her
patriotism.
Yeah.
I think a casino would be a great 4th date or something. 3rd or 4th date.
It's a journey.
Yeah. It's a journey. There's one in Queens I haven't been to, and they have like a free bus.
We should go when you have the ability to have a.
Yeah. We can go. It seems totally weird. I don't like gambling. Doesn't excite me.
I went to a casino in Mexico City, just a few blocks away in Zona Rosa, maybe like 6 months ago. And I've only gone to the like machines. I had never had the audacity, or rather the tenacity, to go to any of the tables, right? But I think I just like, I don't know, I was feeling it. So I sat down at a card table playing blackjack, which I know how to do, and I made 7,000 pesos. No, yeah, 7,000 pesos.
It's $320.
$320,
right?
Yeah.
Wow,
it was great.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then what?
Then I went to the slot machines and I lost it all.
Yeah, that's what happens. That's what
you gotta quit. You gotta learn this. Quit while you're ahead.
That's what happened to me the last time I went when I was like 24 years old.
Yeah, it's hard. You got the taste for it.
This is a stupid thing. Okay, we got our first dates.
How did this go?
Went wonderful. Is that what you're gonna ask after your dates? Do you ever ask that after your dates? How do you think it went?
Yes. I mean, I have a
want to go out again?
Google questionnaire that I'll send out.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it
1
past
to 10.
you.
Conversation 1 to 10.
Oh.
Activity 1 to 10. Yeah, you fill a survey. I mean, how do you?
Those things don't matter. I don't like these lists because, like, when you judge food, you judge food about like the crust and the sauce and the cheese and the dough. It doesn't matter. All that matters is overall. Like, all these little things don't matter.
But you can improve. You can improve by sending a
myself.
Look, everyone wants a comment card. You feel like you have an opportunity to voice a complaint and be heard. The establishment, the service provider, in this case me offering a date, has an opportunity to,
What are you going to change?
Improve?
You going to change this for someone?
Absolutely.
Why? I'm myself.
Absolutely. I highly recommend
changing.
The best way to be successful on dates is just to not be yourself. Just avoid all of those. I'm kidding.
All you can do is be yourself more. and that's it.
I've never sent out a review card, a scorecard.
I don't believe you now. I don't believe you.
This is all a sham. Everything has been a lie.
I don't put it past you
No.
doing that. But I have asked how to go. And I usually lie. I mean, if it went bad, and you're like, oh yeah.
To them, that's actually here. I am a very direct. I'm very big into. Do you know the idea of power parting?
No. Like your hair?
No. So there's this.
Like the sea? Like Moses?
There's this.
Are you texting someone?
I'm just trying to pull this up. There's a.
Okay.
There's this idea by the psychologist Esther Perel, and she talks about the idea that like there's a spectrum of like how you end some sort of relationship with somebody. On the shittiest side is ghosting. You just stop communicating with them. And then on the other side, it's the idea of what they call power parting, where you're very deliberate about ending it. And I'm very big into the power part. And so I'm just trying to see if I can find like some old text message from a date, but I've definitely sent a message that says something like, hey, I had a really fun time. I don't think that we're a good match, but I appreciate you spending the evening with me or joining me or whatever, and I wish you the best of luck and I hope you find what you're looking for. I'm super into the idea of the direct power part.
Yeah, you just want to end it. Yeah, it's better just to end it.
Yeah.
Stop talking to me. Yeah.
But I think it's a uncomfortable and a disruptive thing if you don't.
But maybe we could just be friends though.
I just had a long conversation with that.
Maybe you just want to be friends. I don't want any more friends. I mean, unless you're new to the city.
That's my feeling.
I don't want a fucking friend.
I mean, I have you, Jeff. I feel like that's all I need.
No, seriously, I don't want any friends. Friends take a lot of time. I don't have that expendable to me. We can be Facebook friends. You can follow me on Instagram. That's cool. I'll take a follower, but I don't care.
I don't know if I've told you this, and I feel that I feel comfortable saying this in this group because the people that are maybe watching are my Facebook friends. But I have a ritual that I do every morning. I don't know if I've ever told you this, where on Facebook it tells you whose birthday it is. And so I look every morning when I have my coffee at whose birthday it is. And if there's somebody that I care about, I wish them happy birthday. And if I don't feel compelled enough to wish them a happy birthday, I unfriend them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So you really know if you're friends with someone.
Yeah, it's simple. It's just you're grooming your account. They don't know. Nobody knows.
Who cares who you're friends with on Facebook? Just with Facebook. I've only unfriended. I usually, if I don't like a person, if I don't like what they're saying, I'll just block them. I block their incoming. I won't see what they're talking about. I've unfriended one, maybe two people in my history.
You got to get into this. It feels so good.
What?
It's like the KonMari of Facebook.
I don't know.
You pick up your friend and you say, "Does it give me joy?" And if it doesn't, then you get rid of it.
Marie Kondo.
Oh yeah, Marie Kondo. What? KonMari?
I don't know.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah. I could see that, but I just don't care.
Yeah.
I have plenty of friends I don't wish happy birthday. I rarely say happy birthday. I don't care. They won't know.
I know. I would know.
Call them up. Call them on the phone. Be nice. No one cares about a Facebook post. Stupid.
I have it very it's very low. I shouldn't say this, but I programmed into my phone that I just type in HBD, the letters HBD, and it replaces. I use the text replace feature, so I programmed HBD. If I type that for happy birthday, HBD on my phone automatically replaces the HBD with a URL to YouTube, and it plays like a 20-second clip of Stevie Wonder singing "Happy Birthday."
Oh, that's cute.
I mean, that's low energy. HBD.
Well, if you have something that works for you,
Yeah.
if you have something gold, you gotta just go with it. But I guess, yeah, it's cute. Very cute. It's cute. It's cute. Well,
All right.
thank you for talking with me.
It was a
Right?
pleasure, Jeff.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. I'll send you the questionnaire later about how it went.
Great. I'll let you know.
Okay, and I guess thank you everyone for watching.
Yeah, there's been a good amount of people watching.
Yeah, it's 8. A lot. Yeah, it went very well.
Well, there were more. There was one moment where there were we saw 18 people,
crazy.
which means I'm guessing that, I think that it's been about eight people, but then they've come and they've gone. I'm guessing at the end of it, it's probably about 1,000 that watched.
At least.
Something like that.
Yeah, at least. And you still got people doing the replay. It's definitely a viral.
I mean, this is going to go, I think this is going to go viral.
If it does or doesn't, it doesn't matter. I'm happy we got to talk.
Yeah. Well, it's always a pleasure to talk to you, Jeff.
Okay. Pleasure to talk to you. Okay. I'm going to sleep.
Goodbye.
Bye. All right.